The city buzzed with chaos, its streets alive with the shrill wail of sirens and the flashing red and blue of emergency lights cutting through the dark. Police vehicles and ambulances screeched past, their tires skidding on the asphalt as responders flooded the scene. Voices barked orders and the distant crackle of radios carried updates from the site of the explosion. From the safe house window, Agu watched the frenzy below, his silhouette illuminated by the redeeming strobe of lights. His ribs ached with every breath, but his focus stayed razor sharp, his mind racing with the weight of what was unfolding. At the decks, Amaka scrolled through lines of encrypted data, her brow furrowed in concentration. The soft light from her laptop illuminated her face, reflecting the weight of the mission on her shoulders. "Still nothing from Kunle?" Agu asked, his voice low. Amaka shook her head, frustration flickering in her eyes. "No signal. Either he's lying low or something's wrong." Before Agu could reply, the comms device crackled to life. Both froze, their gazes locking before Amaka grabbed it. "Kunle," she said urgently. Came the strange response static distorting the words.
"Found something big. Adisa's plan. Need extraction. Can't risk transmitting meetings. Warehouse District 4. Depot with collapsed silos."
"Hang tight," Agu said, already strapping on his gear. Amaka rose from her seat. "You're still hurt. I should go with you." Agu hesitated, but saw the resolve in her eyes. "Alright, but stay close and don't take risks." The depot loomed ahead, its skeletal framed half consumed by darkness. Guards patrolled in pairs, their flashlights cutting through the shadows. Agu and Amaka crouched behind a stack of crates, assessing the scene. "5 guards at least," Agu whispered. "We'll take out the 2 on the left first." Quietly. They moved as one, slipping through the shadows. Agu dispatched the first guard with a swift chokehold, while Amaka covered him, her pistol aimed at the second. One shot, clean and silent, dropped the man before he could react. They advanced toward the depot's entrance, but a faint scuff of boots on concrete stopped them. Agu turned just as a flashlight beam cut through the darkness, illuminating his face. "Down!" Agu shouted, pushing Amaka aside as the guard opened fire. He ducked behind the column, but not before a searing pain erupted in his shoulder. The guard advanced, his weapon trained on Agu. Agu's vision blurred as he struggled to steady his knife, but his injured arm refused to obey. Just as the guard raised his rifle, a single shot echoed. The man crumpled to the ground, his weapon clattering beside him. Agu blinked, his gaze shifting to Amaka, who stood with her pistol raised, her hand steady despite the tremor in her breath. She hurried to his side, kneeling beside him. "You're bleeding," she said, her voice thick with worry. "I'll manage," he muttered, wincing as she pressed the cloth against the wound. Her eyes met his, fierce and unyielding. "You always throw yourself into danger. Now it was my turn to save you." Agu chuckled weakly, the tension in his body easing slightly. "Guess I owe you one." "You owe me more than that," she shot back, a small smile breaking through her worry. Inside the depot, they found Kunle crouched behind a stack of crates, his face pale and his arm crudely bandaged. He looked up as they approached, relief washing over his features. "Took you long enough," he said, his voice strained. "Next time, send better directions," Amaka retorted, helping him to his feet. Kunle handed her a small drive. "This has everything. Adisa's supply route, operatives, even his next target. But we need to move. They are onto me." Agu nodded, grimacing as he adjusted his injured arm. "Then let's go." The depot erupted into chaos as they made their escape. Guards shouted orders, their flashlight darting wildly in search of the intruders. Agu and Amaka moved in tandem, covering Kunle as they fought their way out. When they finally reached the vehicle hidden on the outskirts, Agu collapsed into the passenger seat, his body heavy with exhaustion. Amaka slid into the driver's seat, her grip on the wheel firm despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. Kunle leaned against the backseat, clutching his arm. "Adisa won't let this slide. He will come at us harder." Agu exhaled, his gaze fixed on the horizon. Let him. We'll be ready. Amaka glanced at him, her expression a mixture of determination and concern. We are not just fighting him, Agu. We are fighting a system. He met her gaze, a faint smile thugging at his lips. Good thing we've got one another then. The car sped into the night, leaving the depot and its dangers behind. But ahead lay an even greater challenge, a confrontation with the man pulling the strings.